guys, welcome to Fitness and Tech Insights. Okay, so this is our lesson 2 in our Solidworks tutorial series, and today we are going to be looking at how to use the extrude commands. So we are going to learn how to draw a 3D model using the extrude feature. And remember what I said in the lesson 1, that we normally use extrude for drawings or designs that or shapes that have edges. Okay, so we are going to go straight. Of course, you know, this is my Solidworks environment. Once I click on the desktop icon, this is where it brings me to. So I want to draw a part. Okay, so I want to draw a part, so I'm going to select part and okay, so it's going to open up the environment for me to draw a new part. Now this camera on the screen is what I want to draw. So you can see that the camera is fully dimensioned and everything. So we're going to look at it together and we are going to draw it together, basically with extrude. So everything I'm going to be doing here would be what? Extrudes. I'm just going to be making sketches and extruding them, and you're going to be amazed at how simple this camera would be. So okay, now remember what I said that we always start our drawing on a plane. So we are going to go to the feature manager design tree, and I want to start my drawing on the front plane. I'm looking at the position of the camera. So I want to draw my own. After drawing my own, I want it to be exactly the way it is on the same thing with this camera on the screen. So that's why I would want to start mine on the front plane. So I'm going to open on this front plane. So you see, I'm going to click on it and I say sketch. Can you see? If I click on it, small this thing pops up, and then I'm going to click sketch. So you should be rest assured every sketch I am doing now is on this front plane. Okay, and of course there is an indication of my origin. Remember what I said in the first lesson, that every drawing must start from the origin. So I'll come to my sketch and I'll pick line. So I'm just going to pick line and draw the first base rectangle that forms this triangle. That's the biggest part of the triangle, the first base rectangle, and that rectangle is 100 by 60. Look at the work, you're going to see it. Look at the drawing, you're going to see it. So I'm going to draw a rectangle of 100 by 60. So I'm going to start from my origin, draw. So at this point I may not be bothered about dimension. The dimensioning system in Solidworks is smart. So I draw first, then I dimension. Okay, there's a mistake with this line, so I'm going to delete it and draw. So I'm pick line and so straight down. Now I'm going to dimension. So I'm going to come and pick my smart dimension. Okay, I pick my smart dimension and I'm going to touch this line. Just touch the line. Can you see? It brings that dimension. Anywhere I drop, it opens it and it's editable. So it's 100. So I'm going to enter 100, enter. Can you see? So the moment I dimension this top 100, the bottom one is also going to adjust immediately. And then I'm going to click on this height, and the height is 60. So I'm going to make it 60, enter. So I have 100 by 60 rectangle, and so at this point I'm okay. Now can you see the top part, the top right corner of this my graphics area? I have where I can exit my sketch or cancel my sketch. So anytime I finish a sketch and I want to perform a feature, by feature I mean I want to extrude, I want to loft, I want to sweep and the rest, I must exit the sketch. So I'll exit the sketch. Okay, good. So the sketch, I have exited the sketch, and then I want to do my extrude. First of all, before I extrude, I'm going to show you something. Can you see my feature manager design tree? Can you remember what I told you about my feature? It has saved the information about this sketch here. It has saved it. So if I right click on this and open it, it will return me to this sketch, and I can change the dimensions of this sketch. So this is what I told you about the feature manager design tree in my previous lesson. So I'm going to click on extrude. Okay, the rectangle I drew is already highlighted, though, so there's no need of highlighting it again. Assuming it wasn't highlighted, I may need to touch it before I see this preview. Okay, now I'm looking for my extrusion height. So I visit the drawing again. So I'm extruding through 30. So look at my drawing. You see, I'm going to extrude through 30. Okay, I want to change the direction. So look at this thing, direction. I want to extrude backwards. So I want this front to be my base plane. So I'm extruding. It's not like it's so necessary, but I just want to extrude backwards. So I'm going to input 30, enter. So can you see the 30 has shown, and it's a blind extrude. So what we mean by blind extrude is that you indicate the length you want. There are different types of extrude. Maybe as we proceed, we're going to visit them. Okay, and then we can extrude in 2 directions. You can see direction 2, but we are not doing it now. So, and then I'll click the good button. So I'm done with this extrude. So I have the base box, which is 100 by 60 by 30. Okay, next step. Now what do I do next? Now I would want to draw the 2 circles on this our front plane. That's representing the lens of the camera. You can see it, the lens of the camera. So I want to do that. And let's look at the circle. So there are 2 circles of 50 mm diameter and 30 mm diameter, the inner one. So we are going to draw the outer one, then we are going to drill the hole. Okay, so we are going to draw the outer circle, which is the diameter 50 circle, and then we are going to extrude it by 20, by a height of 20. So now I want to start a new sketch. Okay, so what am I going to do? I will come to this face where I want to put the next sketch. So I'm going to click on this face and then open a sketch on it. Can you see sketch? I'll open a sketch on it. Then remember, I brought this my view tools out. I'm going to normal to plane. So normal to plane positions it normal to my screen. Okay, now this lens is at the center, so I'm going to start the center of the circle is going to be at the center of this rectangle also. So I'm going to pick a circle. Now I'm not drawing the circle anyhow. I want to get the center of the circle. So I've not sketched yet. I'm just trying to get the center point. So if I just hover around there and trace it down, it gives me, can you see it highlights the center for me? I'll do the same here. Take note that I have not clicked anything yet. So I'll get to the point where the 2 centers merge. Can you see? If you look at my relation beside this, you have vertical and horizontal. So this is the point where the 2 centers meet. So this is the center of the circle. So I'll click on it as my center of the circle, and then I'm going to draw my circle. Okay, so we said the first circle is diameter 50. So this is okay. I'm going to draw the circle first. No problem. So just click to finish up the circle. Then I come to smart dimension and then touch the circle and change the dimension to 50. So I'm going to make it 50. Enter. Okay, so this is my circle of diameter 50. So I'm going to put this back in isometric so that when I extrude, you will appreciate it. So I'm going to exit the sketch. Okay, I'll exit the sketch, put it in isometric. I want you to see the way the extrude works. I'm putting it in isometric and I go to my extrude. Remember, the circle is highlighted, so there is no problem. It immediately dictates that is the circle because it's still highlighted. I just finished drawing it. Assuming it wasn't highlighted, I may need to touch it again. Okay, so through a height of 20, I have 30 by default, so I'm going to make it 20. Enter, and it says merge results, so I'm going to uncheck it. Let's see what it's going to look like. If I merge it, it's going to look like it's one body, but I'm unchecking it. So okay, so I just click anywhere to remove the highlight on this. Okay, so you can see I have my circle. It's now a cylinder. I have my cylinder in front of the camera. So we are building this gradually. So again, now we want to drill the hole. On that cylinder. So we're going to open a new sketch. On the face where we want to drill the hole. So on this face, can you see it? On this face, I'm going to click on this face and then I say sketch. So once I do that, I'm going to keep it normal too, so that I'll have better access to what I'm doing. Okay, now remember, I'm going to pick a circle. Remember, still from the center. So if I hover around the edge of this circle, I'm going to see the center. Okay, wait, maybe I lost my highlight. I'm going to go back. I'm on this sketch, right? Okay, let's cancel this sketch. And okay, so we start afresh. I'm going to open a sketch on this. Starting afresh, I open a sketch on this, then I put it normal too. Fine. I'm going to pick a circle. Remember, I want to draw another circle. Okay, can you see? I'm seeing the center now. It's because I exited the circle then, so I found it hard. So I'm seeing the center of the circle. Can you see it? There is a mark on the center, so I'm going to put my pencil there and then I draw from the center of the circle. So from center of the circle, this second circle is reduced, is diameter 30. So I'm just going to just drop the circle and then I come to smart dimension touch the circle, click, and then change it to what? 30. I'm going to make it 30, enter. Okay, now I'm going to put it like this because I want you to be seeing every stage of what we are doing. Okay, I want you to be seeing every stage of, so this is diameter 30, right? Now what am I going to do? I'm going to exit the sketch. I'm going to exit the sketch. Now I'm going to do what we call extruded cut. Extruded cut is the opposite of extrude. Now, while extrude puts a solid in the space we have defined, extruded cut removes everything in the space we define and makes it hollow. So it's the opposite of extrude. Extrude for making it solid, extruded cut from cutting off solid in whatever space we have designed. So I'm going to select the extruded cut. Remember, it's still in my features toolbar. Extruded cut. Now it's the same length with the entire cylinder, okay, and the entire cylinder is 20. So because it was the last thing we did, that 20 height is still retained. So I'm just going to click good. And can you see? So we have the whole. So let me use the rotate view to turn it around a little so you see what we've done so far. I want to click here and I want to remove the highlight on the extrude. Can you see it? So this is what we have so far. We are gradually getting there. So I'm going to put it back in isometric. Okay, and let's look at the camera again. Now what do we do next? Now what do we do next? We may want to, let's put the, what's that? Is it a pyramid? Yes, the pyramid on top. So let's see if we can put the pyramid on top. Now that this pyramid is at the center of this our drawing, right? It's at the center. Now look at what we are going to do. It's going to look a little bit dicey here, but just follow me and you get it. Now it's at the center, but I may not be able to, I can put a plane in the center and draw it. You get me? Okay, so now I'm going to put a plane. If I draw it on this face, it's going to start from here, but you can see it's at the center. Okay, so I'm going to put a plane, this time around the right plane. Can you see it? That is perpendicular with the front plane. So I'm going to open a sketch on the right plane. Now where's my right plane? Let me put this normal too and see my right plane. Where's my right plane? My right plane is at this end, but I need the plane to be at the center. So it means my regular right plane cannot do. So I'm going to create a new right plane and put it at the center of this particular box. Okay, the frame of this camera, I want to put a right plane at the center. Now it's going to be a new plane, a secondary plane, but done basically from the right plane. So let's go back to isometric. So now I'm going to go to plane, reference geometry. Okay, so in my features this, I'm going to go to reference geometry. Let's expand on that arrow. We are going to see plane. Good. So we are going to see plane. So it means I have opened a new plane. Now, okay, it's taking time to load. Okay, it has come. Now, what plane do I want? Do you see, because of this pop-up box that opened here, it has pushed everything in the feature manager design tree outside. So it's a right plane. I want to open a new right plane. Can you see it? It's showing me a new plane that is at some distance from my right plane. What distance? By default 10. Now this my camera, the length of this my camera is 100, so the midpoint will be 50. So I'm going to put this plane at 50, enter. Can you see it? Now let me put this in, no, not in this, let me put it in the what plane now? In the right plane. Let's put this in the front plane. Okay, can you see it? So it's exactly at the middle. I wanted to show you the position of this new plane, so I go back to my isometric view, and so this is my new plane, 50 at 50 mm. So I'm going to click good. Okay, I'm going to click good. Can you see? Now it has dropped a plane 1 here. So anytime I put in it numbers them serially. So if I will need to open another plane for this work, it's going to keep that one as plane 2, plane 3 until whatever number I get to, depending on how many planes I want on this particular object. Okay, so now I return to my plane 1. I'm going to right click on it and then click on sketch. So now I'm sketching on this new plane, right? I'm sketching on this new plane. That's the plane 1. So this sketch is on its own. I'm going to put normal 2. I'm going to put normal to. Good. So now let's visit and see what we want to do. I want to zoom to fit. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to pick a line. Now remember, look at the so this is okay. We are going to start from here. So first of all, it goes through the entire length. Can you see it? It goes through the entire length of 30. Then I have a height. I have, let's just keep it here because it's interfering with those tools. When I dimension, is going to correct. We have this and we have this. So I've drawn. Good. So this is basically the, is it trapezium? Yes, the trapezium. Then let's dimension it so that it's going to be accurate. So first of all, I'm going to make this, what's the height of this? 20. So I'm going to make this 20, enter. Can you see it? It has adjusted automatically, and then I'm going to make this height, what's the height? 10. I'm going to make this height 10, enter. Okay, so I'm going to zoom to fit so that everything, I can see everything once. Can you see what the zoom to fit does? So it positions everything where I can see it at once. So this is 20, 10. Of course, once I have these 3 dimensions, this one automatically adjusts itself. That's why it's called smart dimension. Okay, so I'm going to exit this sketch. Now I will extrude. So I'll exit this sketch, go back to my isometric because I want to be seeing it in 3D. I want to be seeing what I'm doing. So the sketch is highlighted, so I don't need to touch it again. You can see the sketch is highlighted. So I go to extrude. Now, what is the length of this? This is 30. Now, but take note, I drew it from the middle. Okay, I drew it from the middle. So if I extrude it 30 on one side, that is going to position it on one side, but that's not what we are seeing here. What we are seeing here is positioned at the middle. So now I'm going to do an extrusion in both directions, and then I'm going to use 15, 15. Both 15s will add up to 30. So now I'm going to, in my length, I'm going to make it 15, and then I'll come to direction 2. So check the box of direction 2, and then I'll also make direction 2 15. Okay, so we want to merge the results, so we are going to leave merge results so that it's not going to look broken. It's still going to look like one solid. Okay, so I'm going to click good. Okay, okay, can you see what we have? So can you see what we have? Exactly, this is perfect. So nobody will know that we used 2 different 2 directions of extrude to do it because we merged it. That's what merging does. So we have 2 more features to finish up this drawing. We have the box by the extreme end, and then we have the small cylinder too by this end, I guess representing the buttons of the camera. Okay, so let's do the cylinder first. Okay, so if we try to look at this drawing and study it, you're going to discover that the cylinder, so this space here, the cylinder is just at the center of this space. Okay, and the cylinder has what base circle diameter of 20 and height of 5. Okay, so we are just going to this space. So we are just going to open a sketch on this space and just get the center. Okay, just like we did when we drew this other bigger cylinder. So on this sketch, this face, I'm going to click on this face and do what? Open up a sketch. Then I'm going to put it normal to again, then circle, and then I come and look for the center. Okay, so remember, I've not clicked yet. I'm just looking for the imaginary line that will give me the center. So I have this vertical imaginary line. Let's get the horizontal one. I have the horizontal imaginary line. So let's look for the intercept. This is this point. Good. So at this point, I'm going to draw my circle of what? Of diameter 20. So I'll draw my circle. I go to smart dimension, touch the circle and make it 20. Enter. Okay. Then, okay, now I want to do this and this as one operation. Since they are on the same plane, I could, okay, let's finish this up. I don't want you to get confused. Assuming I want to do it at a beginner's level so you don't get confused. So let's finish it up. So I'm going to exit this sketch, put it in my normal 3D view, and then extrude. Okay, so I'm going to extrude. Can you see now? This is a short one, so it's just a height of 5. So 5 and okay, 5. I don't want to do the merge results. I want us to be seeing it the way it is here. So I'm going to uncheck that merge result, and then I'm going to click good. Okay, so can you see this is the button, and then the final one, the box at this other face. So again, I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to open a sketch here. So click on it, sketch, put it normal to right. I'm going to put it normal to, and then what do I do next? I'm going to draw the box. Okay, again the box is positioned at the middle again, and the box is what, 15 by, okay, it's a box, so it's 15 by 15, and then is a square. It's 15 by 15. That's why they just gave us one side of it. It's 15 by 15 and then a height of 5. Okay, so again I'm going to use this space and get 15 by 15, right? Okay, so what am I going to do? I'm looking at that box to ensure we don't make any mistake. Okay, so again I'm going to select my, okay, this time around I'm going to use the center line, because I'm going to use the center line this time around because I want to get the center. So okay, so I click on my center line, and from this center I'm going to draw a center line this way. Okay, escape, then the same center line. I'm going to use the same center line again and get this middle. Okay, draw this center line again, right? Okay, so now what am I going to do now? I would now put a line from this center to this place. What's my box dimension? My box is 15, so half of it is 7.5 because I'm drawing from the center, so I'm using the half of it is 7.5. so I'm going to draw a line here, and I'm going to draw a line. Okay, draw a line. So smart dimension, I'm going to dimension it 7.5. Okay, enter. So which means now I'm going to pick my line again, so which means from here I'm going to go this way. Okay, I want to draw it into 2 so that I wouldn't have an issue dimensioning it, and then I'm going to go all the way down here because I'll dimension this side all the way to this side, and then I'm going to complete it. Okay, so first of all, let me remove this line. Remember this line I used? Let me remove it because so yes, I'm deleting it because I don't want it to interfere with. So we go to smart dimension, so we dimension this. So this is 7.5. okay, so I'm escaping. There's no need for that. This is 7.5 already, so we are going to do this one. So this is 7.5. enter. So can you see it has already adjusted itself? So I'm going to make this one 7.5. 7.5. okay, it has adjusted this already, and this 7.5. so with this one it adjusts this other side, so I'm going to make it 7.5. okay, so I have my box. So for some of you that are confused, I'm going to show you. Can you see this is 15? Okay, I don't need to dimension it, I just want to show you. And this is 15. Good. So I just showed in case you're confused. Okay, so I have my lines. Then I'm going to what, exit my sketch, and I'm going to put the last extrude. So remember, let me put it in 3D so you see what we are doing clearly. Now this extrusion, what is the height? 5. The height is 5. So okay, 5 was the last I did. So I'm going to uncheck make the result, and I'm going to check the good button, and boom, this is what we have. So our camera is complete. Okay, so now if you're wondering why your camera is not looking like this one, it's just that this one is in wireframe. So if we put it like this, this is exactly what we have. Let's go to that plane. Let's hide that plane. I want to hide the plane so you don't, can you see the glasses? Hide. Good, so it doesn't interfere with drawing. Can you see? So this is exactly what we have in our work. So this is basically how to use the extrude tool. So in our next class, I'm going to be teaching you how to use the revolved boss slash base. That's the revolve tool to create 3D objects in Solidworks. Thank you for your time. Please don't forget to like, share, and share this video. I'll see you in my next class.